Okay, question for you. Would you rather be right or happy? Would you rather be right or happy? Well, can I be both? Nope. Why is it that you can't be continuously both? Who is the I that is right? And who is the I that is eternally happy? So let's first take the I that is right. So what does it mean for you to be right? What does it mean for you to constantly be right? So it means your perceptions are absolutely true. That's what it means to be right. In this moment, the way I see things is correct. Therefore, I am right. I know this person doesn't love me. I am right. I know that if we do things this way, ultimately it is the best way to do it. I am right. We get into an argument and I see you a certain way. You don't see yourself a certain way, but I know I'm right. Something happens in the world and you draw a certain conclusion of what it means. I gotta be right. I know I'm right. It's a perception. And then you have being happy. It's not a perception. It's knowing. It's an absolute truth. You can perceive your happiness through the I that feels that it is right, but it's going to be conditional. It's going to be dependent on something happening, or perhaps even on you being proven right. Is it true happiness? If it's conditional, if it's dependent on something. And yet there is the eternal state of happiness that A Course in Miracles says is always with you, just not perceived. It is the way God created you. It is your function. It is God's will and it is your will. So in this next lesson, which is lesson 116, it reviews, again, you would review in the morning and at the end of the day before going to sleep, lessons 101 and 102. 101, God's will for me is perfect happiness. Establishing this is a knowledge, this is not a perception, this is knowing that God's will for you is perfect happiness. God's will for you is not perfect suffering. God's will for you is not perfect struggle. God's will for you is not to be proven right all the time in how you see things. That is the ego's desire to replace God's will with your own, or at least with its own. God's will is perfect happiness for me, and I can suffer, but from the belief there is another will apart from His. So creating any kind of illusion of suffering is done by believing that there can possibly be another will apart from God's. When you believe that God created you as you are, and your will is in alignment with His, then it leads to perfect happiness. Lesson 102, I share God's will for happiness for me. Then moving away from God's will for me is perfect happiness to that's my will too. That's what I want, even at the expense of this idea that I have to be right all the time, that the perceptions that I see must be correct. I share my Father's will for me, His son or daughter. What He has given me is all I want. What He has given me is all there is. You have it all. You have it all. Your belief that you don't, your belief that you lack anything at all is a perception, and your belief that that perception has to be right keeps you from accepting the gifts that are already yours. So do you have to be right? Right is a judgment. The desire to be right, to have your beliefs be confirmed as truth, is at the root of suffering. Instead, allowing things to be as they are, to see things as a child. A child does not go around saying, well, I've got to be right. A child learns to think that way. A child instead just sees things as if for the first time and enjoys the wonderment of it all, the awe of it all, and is happy in doing so. So if you make the decision not to be so focused on the judgments, the comparisons, the rankings of things, the degrees in which you see things, this problem is much, much bigger than this problem. And I am right in seeing it this way. This person has more than I do, and I am right. Even the belief that anyone is happier than you is a judgment that keeps you from being happy. I mean, if you really think about it, you have no idea what other people are experiencing in their lives. You make decisions all the time. If I had $1 million, I'd be happy. I know I'm right. This person has $1 million, they must be happy. I know I'm right. They must be. Do you? Do you know for certain? Do you absolutely know for certain that any perception that you have is right? And I think the answer is no, we don't. And there's freedom in that. We create a world full of fantasy and illusions that give us draw this conclusion that if this world is realized in its glory, then we will be happy. Two eyes. The eye that needs to be right and perceives, and the eye that knows it is happy. Which one do you choose? That's lesson 116. We'll see you tomorrow for the next lesson.